So, Paul, if I might start with you, a good weekend with both cars getting into the top 10 in Monaco. How good is the sort of, what can we say, the dynamic between you and Nico? Is there a fair amount of pushing one another, a good partnership?
Yeah, I think obviously Monaco was a good weekend for the team. Obviously, where we qualified and we went forward. We got lucky with some cars not finishing, but I think to achieve what we did there was a massive result for the team. No, I think me and Nico have a good relationship. We're obviously pushing each other along, but also trying to develop the car because we feel that we're a little bit behind the likes of Sauber and Williams at the moment. And to overcome them, we need to be doing a good job in the race. And you know, over a weekend, you've got to maximise what you have, and that's what we're going to try and achieve again this weekend.
Do you feel that you just need to hit the Pirelli sweet spot, or is it more than that? Is it as you say, the development, and even do you look at the likes of Maldonado, Sergio, for example, in Malaysia, and say, hey, that should be us?
I think the tyres are difficult. We're not going to deny that, but I think we've achieved that in some tracks, and that's where we saw some good results with us. Certainly Bahrain, we got the car in an operating window. But I think it's a bit more, and we need to understand the car a bit more in terms of what we're bringing in terms of upgrades, and you know that's what we're trying to achieve. But you know I have every confidence that the team will achieve that because you know last year our development rate went very high from mid-season, so we're certainly hoping we can do that this year. I don't believe we're getting the maximum out of the car yet. We'll try and achieve that this weekend again. It's a different philosophy, obviously being a bit lower downforce here. So hopefully that will suit us slightly better.
And are you expecting to go up a gear in terms of development in, well, it's the second, third really of the season?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're always like that. You know, it wasn't a secret that we struggled at the beginning of the year to what we initially first thought. And since then, we've rapidly moved on. If we can do that, I think we brought a good upgrade to Barcelona. And we obviously developed that forward over that weekend. Monaco was difficult to understand how much. So I think here will probably be a truer reflection on what we can expect for the up-and-coming races.
Okay, thanks very much. Jean-Eric, first of all, I understand you're nearly a Canadian now. You've been here so long.
Yeah, I can take the accent.
You can?
Yeah.
Tell us what you've been doing, because you've been here a few days.
Yeah, I got invited in a nice hotel in Sakakumi, you know, north of Montreal. Yeah, I was in the middle of nowhere, so a few days relaxing there, doing some sports. It was quite nice.
And Cirque du Soleil?
Yeah, I've been there yesterday. We were with Daniel Ricciardo in the morning, just training, learning a couple of tricks with the guys at their factory. And then at night we get invited to the show, and that was my first time, and I have to say it was quite amazing to see.
And how much have you learnt?
I learned to go high. I don't know, there was like a circle thing, and yeah, you had to go inside and turn around like this, upside down. Motorcycle as well. That was okay.
Now, in terms of racing, obviously you had a good race at Monaco, overtaking Michael Schumacher. That must have been a pleasant moment. But also, looking at your qualifying, you're out-qualified by Daniel 5-1, but you out-raced him 4-1. So is that a fair assessment?
Well, I have to say qualifying is quite hard, you know, compared to what I was expecting. I guess it's going to come, you know. I have the speed. I can show it in the racing. Monaco, unfortunately, I hit the wall before I could make a good lap. So that was, yeah. I wouldn't say unlucky, but I pushed a bit too hard and didn't get a proper time. No, I think it's just a question of time. I have to take it easy. I know I have the speed. I know I have a car to be able to be in the point sometimes. So yeah, I think that will come.
I read somewhere that you've already said that this is your favorite circuit, but you've never raced here.
Yeah, on the PlayStation. Yeah, it's a track I like. I've been driving on it as well in the simulator, and I quite enjoy driving on it. So I hope it's going to be the same thing in the reality tomorrow.
Okay, thanks very much. Sergio, You only did 3 laps last year. Do you remember much about the circuit?
Not really, but I know it's a circuit that I know well obviously from the few laps I did in FP1 last year, because after the accident I could not race here, so I had to go back home after FP1. So hopefully this weekend can be a lot better. I think we have a very competitive car, and we can fight for a podium here.
So have you done a lot of laps on the simulator, Ferrari simulator?
I've done some laps in the simulator as well. I think it's a circuit that it will not be a problem to get up to speed, because I've done enough laps already in FP1 last year.
And we've asked this before of the Sauber team, but since Malaysia, things don't seem to have really slotted into place. Malaysia was such a high point, but it doesn't seem to have continued. What's required to get back to that situation?
I think it's just a matter of putting everything together. We have enough speed. We had very unlucky races since Malaysia, like China. For example, the only weekend we didn't have the speed was in Bahrain, because we had a lot of degradation. But all the other weekends, Barcelona was in turn 2 in 4th place, but then I had a puncture. Monaco in qualifying, we had the speed to fight for a win, I think, but then I went straight. We had a problem with the steering wheel, and I just went straight in qualifying, starting last. I think that the speed is there, everything is there, but it's just a matter of luck. I think we've been very unlucky in the last few races.
Okay, thanks very much. Felipe, things seem to have come together for you at the last race. Can you carry that on and also take what you learnt in Monaco to other circuits?
Yeah, sure. I think it was a better race. I mean, a clean race, that nothing wrong happened, So it was a good pace from the first session, So hope we can use that, to do things even better here and all this race until the end of the year. So really, I think it was a positive weekend, even if you cannot be so happy finish 6, but I think it was a good start.
But is it possible? I mean, Monaco is so much of a specific circuit. Is it possible? Did you really discover something there that you thought?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We discover things that for sure can be the direction for the other tracks as well. Definitely, Monaco is different than many other tracks. But I think, it helps a lot, to understand things that we didn't understand before, and really looking forward to follow that direction and be stronger and stronger all the time.
Yeah. And do you regard this as a good circuit anyway for Ferrari?
I think it's very difficult to say. I mean, here is a track that you have a lot of slow corners, chicanes, hairpins, a very long straight. So I think, looking what's going on this season, every track is very difficult to say. I mean, if this is the right track for us or not. So we need a good speed as well. It's something that we are working since the beginning of the year to improve, our speed on the straight. Here we know how important is that, So we wait and see. I mean, it's difficult to say before.
Okay, we'll look forward to seeing tomorrow. Thank you. Mark, obviously winner of the last Grand Prix, and you've been playing a bit of Action Man since then. How was the skydiving?
Yeah, that was good yesterday, first time I've done it. It was in a wind tunnel, so it obviously wasn't real skydiving, but it was great to catch up with John, who is a phenomenal Red Bull athlete from California. He does a lot of, he was in the Transformer film with the wingsuits, so those guys are incredible what they did. So we did a few tricks yesterday with the car and the parachute, and that was really good. Enjoyed it. And I don't know if I've got the bug to jump out of planes, to be honest, but I enjoyed it. And but the highlight for me in between races was going to the Isle of Man TT. It was absolutely amazing sporting event. If you love motorsport, it's a must to go to, and see John McGuinness, friend of mine, win again, and all the riders obviously heroes, but John's had such a great record around there, so it was really, really good to see all that come together for him, and took some mates, and we just had an absolute great time. It was really good last Saturday.
And some action for road safety work this morning, I believe.
Yeah, I was a little bit late, so I've been doing some stuff for the Action, like I say, Roads for Safety campaign, so yeah, that went well.
Now, you were winner, obviously, in Monaco. You've done 9 Canadian Grand Prix, just in case you've forgotten. Qualified second in 2010, finished third in 2011, and only 1 retirement here. So what are your thoughts about this race? Is it a good one for you?
Yeah, I like driving here. It's a mixture in terms of street circuit sort of feel to it. Lowish downforce. Obviously the cars won't be in the Monaco configuration, so we'll have to look for the top speeds. And you need still a pretty good car around here. There's no question about it. There's a lot of time to be gained and lost if you get things together here. So I enjoy it here. It always throws up a bit of an oddball race. I think that we need to see how the marbles go, brake wear, incidents, safety cars. It's always been like that, the Canadian Grand Prix. So even for Nige, he turned the car off, I think, at the last corner. So there's always drama at this event. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Okay, thanks very much. Jenson, talking of drama, you had everything last year, qualified 7th, went to last, came back to win. And yet, apparently you're concentrating on qualifying, but qualifying seems to go out of the window here.
Yeah, I did last year. But it's something you obviously still want to do, is get as far up the grid and make your life as easy as possible on Sunday. But as Mark said, a lot happens around here. And last year we obviously didn't have the marbles, but we had everything else that could be thrown into the mix. But if we have a dry, hot race, I think that's something we've got to watch out for. There'll be a lot of marbles on the circuit, as we found in previous years. So it's a tough race to get the car spot on. But last year it definitely went our way.
Let's hope it goes your way this time, because you are getting a little bit left behind in the championship race. Is that something that you're feeling?
I mean, to be fair, I purposely haven't looked at the points the last few races, but I don't think anyone's streaking ahead in the championship. As we have seen, it's been a very mixed bag over the first 6 races. But yeah, the last 3 races, I've retired twice and I've scored 2 points in the other race. So they haven't been my finest weekends. So yes, I need to score some good points here this weekend to get it back on track. But I think we all come here hoping for a victory and aiming for a victory. But as we see for most of the season, just consistently being, in the double figures in terms of points is key really to fighting it at the front this year. So looking forward to the weekend. I've had some very special memories here, especially last year, but also 2010 and back when I've qualified on pole here before. So looking forward to getting out there and seeing what we've got to play with.
The GT car, the McLaren GT car, is also performing pretty well. It had a 1-2. I think it won both races in Navarra last weekend. Is that something that rubs off a little bit on the Grand Prix team as well?
Well, we hope so. It's very different to obviously Formula One, but those guys have been working very, very hard for the whole season to get it competitive. So yeah, it's great that McLaren have had 2 back-to-back victories in Navarro. Hopefully we can replicate that this weekend.
Okay. Some questions from the floor, yes?
Yeah, question for Felipe. Felipe, last week Fernando said in Madrid in the opening of the Ferrari store that he was very much confident that you were gonna from now on score tons of points, you were gonna be fighting for the podiums, even hitting for victory maybe. Does this gives you a further impulse and you aiming for better goals from now on this season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel much better in the car, I think, improving the car helps a lot also the way of driving, especially for my driver style. And really looking forward. We carry on like that, improving, you know, and stronger race by race, and fighting for many good points, and even looking in front for victory and podium. I mean, this is really the target, the direction, and I feel much more strong in the car now compared to the beginning of the season.
There's a gentleman over there by the speaker. Can I have your name and publication?
Daniel Bastien, FM 1033. Due to the high competitiveness this season, Jensen recently said that he's worried that anyone can win a race, or the public will think that. Do the other drivers share his concerns? Jensen made the first comment, so I'll ask the other five what they think, if they share his concerns that the fans might think anybody can win a race.
Sorry, who did I say that would think that? Fans?
Last week you said that fans might think...
Yeah, I said the worry is that possibly fans could think that we can all win, we can all lose. Yeah.
So specifically, the back row, what do you feel about that? Can anyone win a race?
I think so. I think anyone can win the race. You never know what will happen in any race, so there is always a chance for every driver to have a nice surprise. I think especially this year, most of the top teams and also the middle teams are very close together, so it can be a surprise like it has happened this year with Pastor winning. Some others that might come during the year.
I don't have much to say. I think it says everything, and maybe we forgot his second place as well. Yeah, I think everything's possible. So we just have to be at the right moment and on the right place and with a good car. So yeah, maybe.
There's not much to say. I think it's unfair to say anybody can win, but I think if you get the car in a sweet spot over the weekend, then you need to be prepared that you can make a massive step forward.
Same.
Hello?
Hello? Yes. A pair of questions for Felipe. Felipe, first question is about the exhaust system. We heard that you will compare in both of you the two different exhaust systems. I would like to know exactly which is the target for that, if it's to find more downforce, traction, or so on. And the second question is if you can clarify your answer in an interview that we read during the week about the future. He said if I can't drive anymore for Ferrari, I prefer to retire or to do something else. If in the future it's possible to see you like Barrichello in IndyCar, for example.
Well, exhaust. I mean, we have some pieces to try here. Really. I mean, the direction is to find downforce. I mean, for how much better is difficult to say. We just need to try in the track to see if we make the car stronger. So we see. I didn't say really what you said, so I said for sure. I mean, in the future, the most important thing is to think about the present. I mean, to think about race by race, the result. Try to carry on in the direction we did in the last race. Making good points, and for sure after August we start to see what will happen, in the future. I didn't say if I'm not in Ferrari anymore, I will stop. I didn't say that. I said if I need to go to a small team, maybe I would think about maybe to do something else, So, I'm here. Always wanna race to fight for the victory, and that's what I did, many years, and I'm looking forward that I can get back to fight for the victories and the championship. You know, I trust myself, and as I said, I mean, it's important to. The season didn't start like I expect, but I think things are getting better, so it's important to carry on like this. And I think if we carry on like this, it will be much easier, and we will find a good direction for the future to stay in Ferrari or to find a good direction to race.
Question for Jensen. You start the season with McLaren as a favorite. You win the first Grand Prix, and since then you seem to struggle to score big points. Do you have an explanation?
Well, the second race, we could go through every single race. Second race was a mistake on my part, and then in China we had a good chance of challenging for victory, and we finished second, which is this season getting consistent second places would be leading the championship. So that was a very good result. But then the last three have been a little bit more difficult. Some of it's been Saturday afternoon, but not all of it. When you put yourself in a difficult position in qualifying, you can either get unlucky or lucky at turn one, especially around a place like Monaco. And obviously we got very unlucky. So it just hasn't really fallen into place. It's a very competitive season in F1, and I think if you do have a mistake or something goes wrong and you don't have luck on your side, you can be outside the points, or you can be scoring small points, which in previous years would be a shock, really, to be scoring 2 or 3 points in a Grand Prix when you're driving for McLaren. But this season is very different, and there are, if you look at the history in the sport, there are big teams, you would say, but this season you wouldn't pick any of the, you wouldn't pick out McLaren, Ferrari and Red Bull as being the big teams in the sport. It's massively competitive. So, just hasn't gone my way and the team's way over the last few races, but that will turn around and we will be back scoring good points.
Randy Phillips, Montreal Gazette. Question for Jensen and then a follow-up with Mark. Jensen, can you just go back to last year? An incredible race. You said it was one of the best of your career, if not the best. How long did it take you to decompress after that and really take in everything that happened that Sunday?
I can't really remember much from that night, and I lost a bit of memory as well. So, I mean, as soon as I got back to the hotel, really, after any win, as we know, it's a very special feeling crossing the finish line and seeing the checkered flag first, celebrating with all your friends and family and the team. But that one was very different. It was, I wouldn't say a shock victory, but it was unexpected at many points during the race. So it really did mean a lot, and the adrenaline was still pumping through my veins for many hours after. But yeah, I've watched it back. Even this season I've watched it back, and with 10 laps to go, you think it's impossible that I could have won that Grand Prix. So a special weekend, and hopefully we can have some more like that over the next few years. But that doesn't happen very often, and I cherish that memory very much.
And for Mark, can you just speak to Mark as one of the 6 winners of the first 6 races this year? Can you speak to the competitive aspect of it? That we've got more teams involved, more drivers, like never before.
Yeah, I don't think there's any top teams at the moment. Obviously, it's very tight between everyone's performances. It looks quite sensitive to venue, quite sensitive to temperatures, quite sensitive to drivers even. It's quite open, and that's why we've seen some different results, different podiums, different winners, like we haven't seen before. And I think that the teams which were not very good with the regulations last year, like Ferrari, like Williams, like Sauber, they were not very quick with the blown floor. They had a good step this year coming back to the people that made the blown floor very strong, like McLaren and Red Bull. So that's the way it is.
Mark, you are actually side by side with your teammate into the championship. Are you afraid that situation could create some tensions into your team as in 2010, or do you think your team knew how to learn from the past?
It's a good problem to have.
your name?
John Liu, TSN, Montreal. Gentlemen, this question is for any of you who have had good experiences here in Montreal at this venue. Open House Thursday has been one of the traditions at this track, but empty pits today due to forces outside of the track. Just wondering, how do you feel about that fans have not had the opportunity to interact with you this week like they would have in years past?
I think in some cases, we see it's disappointing. Obviously, we come here, it's a sensational event for the whole season. Inside the top few Grand Prix of the year, fans-wise, drivers, mechanics, photographers, journalists, everyone loves coming here. The city really embraces the event. The restaurants go for it. The driver parade lap here is one of the best parade laps we do of the season. So there's a huge amount of positive aspects which we've had here for a long, long time. The Canadian Grand Prix has been held here in a very, very positive fashion for a long time now. Obviously, we're not completely up to speed with what's going on with, like you say, some of the students are not happy about certain things. And yeah, if I'm not saying it's a minority, but sometimes when there's a little bit of tension, then some other people can lose out. Like I say, some fans wanted to come and see the track today, so that's really unfortunate. And I'm sure that the weekend will go well. We want to put on a very, very good Grand Prix weekend for everyone in Montreal and Canada, and that's the focus for everyone in Formula One.
Anything more from front row particularly?
I think it's the same. I mean, we want to see all the fans, all the young people, students, everybody. I mean, we want to see them here with us. I mean, enjoying the sport, enjoying Formula One, and I hope everything gets normal, for this situation, and for sure. I mean, for us, is we feel, sad, for this situation. We just want to see them here enjoying and enjoying the sport. I mean, not nothing else than that.
Yeah, I think it's just a precautionary thing, and it's the start of the weekend, and we hope for a very exciting weekend. And this is a big weekend for Formula One, but also for Montreal. If you listen to the radio here, it's non-stop talking about the Grand Prix. So. Hopefully, this will be put behind us, and we can concentrate on having a great weekend and putting on a great show for all of the fans that want to come and see us and enjoy this great sport, because I'm sure they have, not just because I won the race, but I'm sure the fans have good memories of last year especially, but also previous years. And the city of Montreal really comes alive over a Grand Prix weekend. They really embrace it, and hopefully that won't be any different this year.
Mark, the FIA has declared illegal the Pierce floor that Red Bull has been using in the last few races. So will it be a disadvantage for you in the coming ones? And what do you say when people are saying that you and Sebastian won the races using an illegal car?
Well, to answer the first part of your question, I think that I would not know if the floor is changed or unchanged. So the driving side, we're very optimistic that the change won't make much difference at all. You won't believe us, but we had some changes for Valencia anyway, which included no hole, irrespective of the rule change. So that's what we were doing. And in relation to winning races with an illegal car, I mean, I'm happy to be called lots of things, and I'm happy to have criticism about my driving and lots of stuff, but I will not take criticism in that respect because the car has passed every single technical regulation after the race. All of the teams that were against it did not make any protest after Monaco. The car passed the test after Bahrain, the car passed the test after Monaco, and now there has been a clarification on the rule. And the rule now is different. And we had the car, which was legal for the first part of the season. And now the rule has been changed, and we will start again. So looking forward to it.
question is to Mark and the second one to all of you. Mark, Red Bull never won the race here, even in the season when you won almost everything. Is the circumstance very particular with this Grand Prix, or does not suit your car? And the question for all of you, I don't want to go through polemics, but a world champion, Jacques Villeneuve, said this generation of drivers, all of you, that's boy. That is boy.
I'm happy to answer the first question. It just looks like in 09, 010, we probably didn't have the best car in low downforce, or lower downforce. You know, the team has been competitive for 2 or 3, 4 seasons now. And as you say, the Montreal win has not been there for us. Obviously, Seb was very close last year, but lost the concentration at the end, and Jensen was there to capitalise. So I think that judging by how the start of the season has gone, there is every chance that we can still do well here. If you look at Spa and Monza last year, we were very, very, very strong in those low downforce configuration tracks, actually stronger than we were on the other tracks. But I don't think that will carry over to this weekend. I think that there's no real form card. We come here, you know, confident, but not crazy on confidence. We know we have a lot of tough competition. I think Fernando was the last guy to win here with the Renault engine. So, you know, that's something that they would like to win here again. They've had a lot of amazing success together with us at Red Bull, as you say. So it's a bit of a scalp, would be nice to get. But again, it's a nice problem to have when you've won so many races around the world in the last few years that we would like to get Canada on track for Red Bull. But yeah, when you're aiming high, sometimes you don't always get the goals, you know.
Anyone want to make a comment about being accused of being a daddy's boy? Or even a mummy's boy?
I'll make a comment. Jacques has a very unusual way of answering questions. But you've also just picked out one piece of his interview. And basically, the more important part of his interview is him talking about safety and the way that back in the 70s, you know, I think the drivers were more aware of there being a lot more risk and the possibilities of fatality. And I think he was stating that these days racing has got safer and the circuits have got safer. And he was talking about the maneuver with Nico and Lewis in Bahrain, and he was stating that he didn't think it was correct. That's what he was saying. But that's quite normal for you to pick out that sentence.
Anything else? Anybody? No.
Question for the drivers in front row. Can I ask about your helmet? How and when did you decide the color scheme of your helmet? Do you have any favorite point on it?
I designed my helmet in a school classroom. So it was science lesson, but I was very bored in the lesson, so I was designing my helmet. And I remember, yeah, even the teacher's name, she wasn't very happy, but I got some ideas, and eventually I wanted to run with the Australian flag colours and then have the green and gold on top, which is the sporting colours of Australia. Obviously, I've lost a little bit green now in Red Bull because we don't like green so much, but it hasn't changed. I want to keep it like that. It's it's not super exciting, but it's close to me. I've had it for my whole career. So yeah, it was my design, and I will start and finish with it.
Mine was back in '94. I didn't actually design it, someone else did. But it's changed over the years, but it's kept the same sort of idea with Union Jack on the back, Union flag. And yeah, it's got JB on the side, and yeah, it's obviously personal to me. I've changed the colours now and again over the years, but it's back to being pretty standard now, which is nice.
Well, my helmet, the design was from my father. My father used to race for fun, but the color was different. I mean, his color was blue and orange, and I changed to blue, yellow, and green. I mean, my country's color, you know. And, you know, use same design since I started. For sure, gets a little bit more modern, you know, with these ears. But I mean, it's similar as before. I mean, I think, you know, the helmet's like the face of the driver, so I'm not really, I don't like really to change, you know, so much. I mean, because that's, you know, needs to be similar from where it started, you know. So I just changed the colors, you know, and the design was from my father, so I really enjoyed it.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll leave it there. Thanks.
We would like to apologise for any bad language that you may have heard during this programme.